Imagine a legendary band that skyrocketed to fame overnight, captivating the world with their music, but at the cost of hiding their true artistic souls. It's a tale of triumph tinged with compromise, and the story of the Beatles fits this narrative perfectly. But here's where it gets intriguing. Were they willing puppets in their own success, or did they cleverly navigate the system to break free when the moment was right? Dive in, and you might see why this isn't just history. It's a masterclass in balancing fame and authenticity that still sparks debate today. Credits: Far Out, Associated Press. Monday, October 27, 2025, 12 p.m. UK. The Beatles, https://faroutmagazine.co. Achieved a level of stardom that other groups can only dream of emulating. Their rapid ascent to global icons is the kind of fairy tale that continues to fascinate fans and historians alike, even decades later. Yet, as we'll explore, that so-called overnight success wasn't quite the instant miracle it seems. Far from it. Of course, calling their breakthrough overnight is a bit misleading. Take the British invasion, for instance. It truly transformed America in the blink of an eye, as E Street Band guitarist Steve Van Zandt vividly recalled. It changed everything, he explained about the group. On February 8th, America had no rock bands. By February 9th, we had Ed Sullivan. And by the 10th, every garage was buzzing with aspiring musicians. It was literally instantaneous. https://faroutmagazine.co.uk/Steve Van Zandt, artists that ended the British invasion. Sure, their American conquest unfolded at lightning speed, but that doesn't mean the Beatles were novices lounging around before their big TV debut. By the time they touched down on U.S. soil, they'd already invested 6 years honing their craft, refining songwriting skills, and sharpening live show energy through grueling residencies in Hamburg and at Liverpool's iconic Cavern Club. Think of it like training for a marathon. You don't just wake up and run 26 miles. You build endurance over time. That arrival in America marked a pivotal shift for the band. They evolved from talented up-and-comers to global superstars, dominating the music scene. It was an exhilarating era, yet it came with strings attached. Their public persona was carefully sculpted, not entirely organic. And this is the part most people miss. Behind the polished image lay a simmering frustration with the changes they had to embrace. The group often felt exasperated by the need to alter their look and style to fit a narrow mold. John Lennon was candid about this, admitting that early on they couldn't fully reveal their genuine selves. We weren't as honest or open when we lacked the clout. faroutmagazine.co.uk/why did John Lennon feel the Beatles needed to compromise their truth? To be ourselves, Lennon shared. We had to play it safe. We chopped our hair to escape Liverpool's confines, donned suits for TV spots, and made concessions all around. For beginners diving into Beatles lore, this means they traded edgy, rebellious vibes for a more acceptable, clean-cut image to appeal to a broader audience. Much like how many artists today tweak their style for social media or mainstream appeal. On top of that, they were expected to churn out a particular style of music, bubbly love songs about vague crushes that everyone could sway and sigh to. Don't get me wrong, they didn't despise these tunes, but they were multifaceted creators itching to explore deeper themes. They felt boxed in by their cute boy band label, unable to stretch their musical wings. But here's where it gets controversial. Did forcing them into this pop mold stifle their genius? Or was it a savvy strategy to build a fan base before going rogue? Some fans argue they sold out for fame, while others see it as a necessary stepping stone. What do you think? Compromise for success or a betrayal of their roots? Whenever opportunities arose, they seized moments of liberation. One standout example was their stubborn insistence on performing Babies in Black during live sets, even though it wasn't a crowd pleaser. This track stood out as a moody, introspective piece, evoking grief rather than just a fashion statement. Audiences reacted strongly against it, often prompting the band to introduce it with a caveat like, "Here's something a bit different." Paul McCartney reflected on their choice, saying, "We gained more liberty to express our inner selves, our intellectual, student-like sides, instead of just chasing skirt and cash. Composed in a waltz-like 3/4 signature, which, for those new to music theory, means it has a lilting, danceable rhythm like a Viennese waltz. Adding a sophisticated swing, they used it to showcase their versatility. As soon as they secured more creative leeway, they made a point to feature it. Popularity be damned. John and I aimed to venture into bluesier, darker, more mature territory beyond pure pop, McCartney noted. It leaned toward Babies in Black, signifying loss. Black was our go-to color, after all. In essence, it was their subtle rebellion, a way to inject depth into performances dominated by upbeat hits, much like how modern bands slip in experimental tracks amid chart toppers to keep things interesting. This isn't just about one song. It's a glimpse into how the Beatles balanced commercial demands with artistic integrity. It raises intriguing questions. Were their early sacrifices worth the eventual freedom, or did they lose something irreplaceable along the way? And in today's music industry, where artists face similar pressures from streaming algorithms and viral trends, is this still relevant? I'd love to hear your take. Do you believe the Beatles compromised too much, or was it all part of their genius strategy? Agree or disagree? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's discuss. Related topics. Never miss a beat. The Far Out Beatles newsletter. All the latest stories about the Beatles from the independent voice of culture. Straight to your inbox.